Hello? Test, test, test. Okay. Sorry for the delay, man. Honestly, not going to make excuses. I apologize for saying I was going to do it yesterday and not doing it yesterday. So I'm going to hopefully go above and beyond for you here to make up for it. So, yeah, we'll look at the two games. Probably spend about half an hour on both. And you said you're the Invoker and the Hoodwink. And at first, I assumed I was coaching a mid player. Obviously, it's definitely makes sense. Hoodwink is a mid hero. People definitely play Hoodwink mid. But okay, yeah, I haven't looked into the league. CEA, what is CEA? Central East Asia? I don't know. Either way, I did load up the Invoker replay. I have both of the replays ready here. So in terms of the draft, I know you said briefly like I can cover the draft, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to spend too much time on it. And the reason why is because I just feel like picking comfort is the way to go. Like at your current level, because you are, I think you're like 3K. Am I blanking out? Yeah, about 2.5, 3K. So at your current level, I would say it's mostly about picking comfort and just getting good at your heroes. I wouldn't worry. Like understanding matchups is important for the reason that like it's gonna help you outplay people if you know like Invoker Cold Snap is good when they don't have dispels, or like be careful if they have dispels, things like that, right? But but yeah, that's why I don't want to look too much at the draft, because you guys first pick Razor. I know everyone in this bracket. I've coached some other people in leagues around this level, and they also pick a Razor, like first pick. So I guess it's kind of just the thing at this level to just first pick Razor, which I get it. The Shard build is pretty obnoxious. And then you just pick Invoker. And like, there's not really too much for me to say. I will say that Tornado is technically good against Gyro. You can purge Rocket Barrage, but that's like way too niche. So I can't say too much. The only thing I will say is usually your pick here is supposed to be somewhat of a response to these two heroes. It's supposed to be a counter. Or a hero you think is really, really good. Like really broken, right? You just want to pick a broken hero. However, that's why I'm saying like I don't want you to focus too much on it. I don't want you to get too caught up on it. I would just keep picking comfort. Like whatever heroes you think they're gonna ban the most, you can pick those, and I would stick with that for now. So yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on drafting because I do believe in that a lot. But okay, skip the game. So yeah, Invoker support's a weird one because it's like pretty horrible in lane. This hero has 1 second. Sorry. This hero's pretty horrible in lane. Like, it just doesn't do a lot because of its base stats. It definitely has a big base stat problem. 50 damage and 2 armor is just, like, completely horrendous. Cold Snap also is just, like, a horrible ability. So, I will say I actually think you should... I'm assuming you go Wex, right? Yeah. I think you should probably consider going Wex more often and using EMP to secure the range creep. I just can't imagine that there's much value in Cold Snap at level 1. It's just, like, such a horrible ability at level 1, right? It's, like, 8 damage. It's just so bad. So I think you should consider using EMP to secure the range creep. I actually think that's probably the best use of a skill point. Also because Quas just isn't that good at level 1. How much regen is it? 3? Wait, do you not have the Quas sword? Is this bugged? Okay, it's bugged. That's annoying. But it is good for the regen. I guess it's good for trading. You know better than me in that case. I mean, Quas is pretty pathetic. Like 3 attack speed is actually disgustingly bad. I would just keep in mind, if my offlaner doesn't have a range creep secure, then you can use EMP. So I just think it's something to be aware of. Either way, block the small camp, that's fine. The only thing I would say here, let's actually look at your trading quickly. Because early wave trading is a big deal for support players and gaining MMR. Yeah, like right off the bat, this isn't optimal. So you want to be playing tight to the tree line. So the key to good trading is getting off auto attacks as fast as you can and from the tree line so that you can kite out if needed and make them lose vision of you. Especially against something like Gyro if he skills Rocket Barrage. But either way, you block, that's fine. You definitely, if you knew you were against Bristle, you should have bought a stick. I don't know if you knew. Maybe you assumed the Medusa would be here. So then the no stick is okay. But either way, when you're looking to trade, you should be hitting him here. And you should be using attack move, force attack, where you click whatever that hotkey is, and then click the ground just so your hero clicks the nearest hero. Right? That, or you have to predict where they're coming from and right click them. But you'll see you should hit him, you should issue the attack command right from here. Because then you would have auto attacked them by now. And from here, you'd be on your second auto attack. and immediately the trade is just simply more favorable. And one auto attack is a big deal because whoever gets off the first auto attack has to disengage later, typically. And the later you have to disengage, the better, because you often will get hit when you're running away. Does that make sense? So it's very important that you hit from here and not here. I know it seems small, but I just want you to understand, like, everything I'm going to be talking about, like, just keep in mind when you put it all together, that's how you get good. Like, that is the main thing to get good. But yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. Not bad. Okay, good attack moving here. Okay, pretty decent trading. Could have hit him there for free, but yeah, blocked the camp. Not bad. Honestly, I don't expect too much else from support invoker. I would just keep the trading thing in mind. That's about all you can do better. You can't even secure the range creep. Good side pull. Very nice, very nice. Great side pull. Now I want to see if you aggro deny here. That'd be the only thing. So I'd move to here. What I want to see you do, because there's nothing to do here, right? What I want to see you do is shift down to here and just deny as much as you can. You want to make sure these creeps die. Obviously, it's not hard to understand. You just want to make sure that they can't get the last hits and potentially the XP. Because if you hit this twice, this creep would then move on to this one, and then you could start hitting this one, right? And you could potentially get 2 denies before the bristle can show up. This is also another reason to consider taking EMP. For if you are going to be able to side pull earlier in your games, then having EMP to secure these large creeps is important, because you really, I mean, the side pull is good because it gets the lane back, but you really don't want to give this guy the large creep. You even could have auto attacked the large creep to death. That's another option as well. Basically, you should be doing something. You kind of just walked around. There's value. Deny the creeps or try to get the large creep as fast as you can. One or the other. Okay, reblocking the large is fine. I like that. Okay, checking the hill. That's fine. Okay. Who's your mid laner? Dragonite? Okay, it's not too valuable to make stacks this game, so you don't have to put too much priority on stacks. No one can truly take them quickly. Okay, that's a fine cold snap. This tornado is bad. I feel like there's never a reason. Like, the problem with support invoker is the mana pool. You should only really use invoker. You should really only use tornado when you really have to, right? There's no reason. I mean, maybe you thought he was going to die or something, but there's no real reason to tornado this guy. I would truly only tornado if I'm, like, saving a teammate or setting up a kill. Using it for damage purposes is just, like, definitely not good. Definitely not good. It's just too mana intensive to look at it that way. Okay, pick up the bounty. That's fine. Your razor died. That's, it is what it is. It's okay. Yeah, you should have bought a stick much earlier. I don't know. I think you bought a ton of sentries, which is fine, but you definitely, anytime you see that you're against Bristle, you need to prioritize it faster. I don't know why it took you so long. Maybe you just didn't get the gold or something. I don't know, but it's something to look into because it's a bit of a problem. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you kind of just keep laning on this hero. I can't say too much. This is fine. The only other thing I can criticize is if you haven't looked at a single deny on the wave. So, like, this entire laning stage, another thing I would actually really put a priority on as invoker support is actually denying a lot. And the reason why I would do that, let me go back. The reason why I would also put priority on denying, like, for instance here, when, oh god, it's so buggy. The reason why I would put a priority on, like, for instance, denying this and denying this is because you don't trade well, right? So when you're a hero that doesn't trade well, that doesn't inherently, you know, you're not some, like, Undying or whatever, you can focus on creeps. For obvious reasons. You just don't want to trade. You want to have impact, but you don't want to trade. Okay, so then contest the creeps, right? So you do it here. Awesome. Perfect. Beautiful. Then, okay, this is fine. You guys took a fight. I could probably go further back as well to look at it. This is fine. You're going to hit the gyro, of course. Hit the bristle. Fine. Okay, here I would have considered side pulling. I don't mind you going for the rune, but if I see a double wave pushing in, there's two things going through my head right now. Number one, there's a double wave pushing in. And the problem with you going for the rune right now that I'm looking at it, is it actually does screw the Razor. This guy's out of regen. He's out of regen. So you have to kind of look at him and say, can he lane if I leave? And that's a very important question to ask yourself as to position 4, or just pay attention to. Because these guys are both low HP, and you're actually at a decent HP. You're probably the healthiest guy here. So you should be looking to hit and deny, right? Really help with this Razor. This is definitely, now that I'm looking back at it, it's super bad that you leave, actually, right? A double wave is pushing in, which means that Razor will not have the creep wave push into him, right? So it's not like Razor can just chill right now. He has to contest the wave. It's pushing into the enemy. So yeah, he ends up overcommitting, obviously, but still, I think you definitely shouldn't have left there. Just something to be aware of. The bounty runes are important, but if your offlaner is going to miss like 4, 5, 6 creeps, it's just not worth it. One second, let me just mute my Discord. Get a ping. No boots. This is the... I saw Yapstar do this build like a long time ago. I'm pretty sure I saw Yapstar do it. It's a cool build. I'm surprised you bought the Ring of Protection over the Sage's Mask. I feel like I would buy the Sage's Mask. Only because you're playing in a... generally going to play in a defensive manner. So I think I would prioritize the Sage's Mask on Support Invoker. But okay. Get in the bounty. Sure. One thing you didn't do this game is contest runes. I feel like this hero is actually decent at it because it can like tornado and steal the rune, and potentially get away with Ghost Walk. So you definitely should look into the rune. Basically, like right here, because the reason why it's great for you to contest the rune here, this is so buggy. It's great is because the wave is under your Razor's Tower, so this guy's kind of like chilling, right? He's pretty safe here. So what you do is you stack this camp at 53 and you walk and you contest this rune. It's very important. Even if your DK doesn't have a bottle, which he doesn't. Even if he doesn't have a bottle, it doesn't matter. You still should, you still should contest the rune and make sure that you basically tell it, hey DK, go get bottom rune. I'm gonna check top rune, right? And you can, if you get a haste rune, you can gank mid. If you get a DD, you can go back to your lane and kill, etc., etc. You know, just use the rune. Okay. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I definitely feel like the best thing you should be doing is you should be contesting the rune every 2 minutes. Like, you should basically be looking to take these power runes every 2 minutes. And I would probably put an emphasis on stacking. As long as my Razor is under his tower, as long as he's chilling here, I would try to just let him get solo XP. Once again, you have to think to yourself, can he lane alone? If he can lane alone and the wave's in a good position, you can put a priority on like stacking this into the rune, right? And then this can be a triple stack. And when Razor's level 7, he can take it, right? With his mana boots and his level 7, he can kill the triple stack and it'll feel really good for his game. And so as a support, it's just important to keep in mind the stacking of the large camp and ancients if your team takes it, which your team struggles to. So I probably wouldn't put too much of an emphasis on, but like if you have a Dusa, a TA, a Sven, whatever that hero is, you know what I mean? You can really do that. And it like giga enables their game. It's extremely important. But instead you're kind of just running around here and it's obviously just sort of useless. Like you're kind of just taking Razor's XP at this point, which you could argue is okay. Okay, that AMP was nice. You hit 2 heroes with it. That was a nice angle. The Ghost Walk to slow. This hero is such a goofy support. It's so goofy. It's good mid game. It's just so bad early game. Okay. All right, this TP is like really atrocious. So you never want to TP unless you really have to. It's very important that your TPs like truly have a purpose. Now you see fighting going on bottom, so I understand why you TP. But let's actually see it, right? So did you just YOLO TP? Yeah. So what you should be doing, I mean, if you really want to get to the next level, my honest criticism is right here when you're picking up the bounty, there's nothing to do, right? You're not under any threat. You're not fighting anyone. So what you should be doing right here is watching the map, not the bounty rune. You need to not tunnel vision on your current task. You need to try to think ahead a bit once you've determined the end goal of your current task or the end action. What, you know what I mean, right? Once you know what you're doing, look somewhere else. Because right here I'd be like, all right, is this a fight? You know what I mean? Is my Drow dead? And so I would look and I'd say, oh, okay, maybe I could TP, right? Maybe I could TP. And honestly, maybe I would have TP'd there too. Maybe I hope Drow lives. But if you see that she's going to die or you think she's going to get bursted, just don't TP, right? Because then your much better play here, instead of being here, is your DK's jungling, right? I don't know why, but he's jungling. You just go take the mid wave, right? I would maybe stack this and go take the mid wave. Because if I'm playing support invoker, I'm really, I mean, you're going to help out with kills, but you want to, okay, you're gonna look for a kill. I don't mind that you don't show here. I think that's good. You can maybe try to get a kill onto the primal. It's a little hard. This guy's tanky. Okay, you can probably get the. All right, yeah, you can probably get both of them here. A bit of a miss. That was weird. I feel like you should just set up with cold snap. I mean, you know, I don't want to criticize your decision making too much on your spells because I'm sure you know just as well as I do. But at the same time, I don't understand why you wouldn't lead with like cold snap and then tornado, just to guarantee that it all hits. Because, like, losing out on the damage of Tornado is just really sad because Oh, do you lose the kill because of it? Oh, I hope not. No. Oh, no. It actually mattered. Oh, no. Yeah. So, just keep that in mind. Yeah, and at this point, I mean, honestly, if I'm you, I'm just, like, looking for an open lane to farm. Zero, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but that's kind of the point. You kind of have to know, like, what your purpose is. And I think roaming as support invoker has to have like a very clear purpose. I mean, at level 5, you're definitely not useless. You provide quite a bit of control. So I don't mind this. Like level 7 Razor's quite strong. So there's a play here. Why do these EMPs seem a bit odd? There's something something seems off. Something seems off. Oh, I see. You didn't realize you didn't have mana. Okay, that can happen. Can happen. It would have been nice. Nice. Okay, I like a lot that you're running mid here. Yeah. At this point, I would buy a smoke as well. So you're actually definitely like, I don't know how. I honestly have no idea how much damage level 7 Invoker does. It's not terrible, right? Tornado does 250, and how much does this do? Is it 325? Is that just the damage? 325. Oh, it's 60% of it. So it's like 100 and whatever. I'm not going to do the math, but it's definitely not that much. Like you don't own people, but yeah, I mean, I feel like you can just run around and griefing people. This guy's a mage slayer. What the hell? But yeah, I feel like at this point you're either just farming or you're EMPing people off cooldown just to grief them. Okay, this is a reasonable TP. Saving the drow. TP in, probably cold snap. I meant earn. Nice. All right, that TP was like super great. That was awesome. That was a perfect TP. Great. And then I'd run back to mid. The reason why you want to run back to mid is it's just like allows you to make plays. But this is also why, I mean, I hope you have boots on the courier, but this is also why I'd buy a smoke. Because personally here, I'd be like, all right, I'm pretty strong. And like, one of the cool things you have this game is you have a Jakiro. And Jakiro is actually great with support invoker, I think. Because Jakiro is a damage support, and he maxes Q too, which I love with support invoker. Because this guy can be the damage, right? You can be the control, you can be the cold snap tornado EMP. And then he can be the follow-up damage. It's a very easy combo. So like for instance here, you can make one of the highest skill plays in the game. You can say, okay, Primal Beast TP'd back bottom, you just killed him. You want to track his TP. When you see that he TP's back bottom, you can go try to kill him again, and then he's stuck, next time he dies, he's stuck in his base with no TP, and his efficiency is crushed. So instead of just sitting mid, like for instance here, I don't really know what you're doing. It kind of seemed like not much. You play some mid ward, which is fine. Oh, it's actually not fine. You already have a mid ward. Okay, that's like super not fine. This is like extremely redundant. Yeah, try not to do that. I would definitely save my. I would save my word to put it. At this point, you already have vision here and here. I would either try to get a word here or get a word here, right? Just like really spread out your vision so you can diversify your information. But yeah, I would make a play with the Jakiro. I would say, okay, we killed the primal. He's gonna TP back bottom, or you know, hey, we didn't get this top tower yet. My DK maybe has DK form soon. We can get the top tower by backing him up. See what I'm saying? Like, you want to try to identify, when you're playing support invoker, you need a damage here to follow you up, right? And typically that's going to be your mid laner in most games. And this game, it can be that too with DK. That's fine. You can make it work. But yeah, I would focus more on buying smoke and like boots rather than like completing early phase boots. Because these blades of attack just obviously don't do anything. It's like much more important that you make plays. Because at this point, you see how you're just like walking around. It's not useless. It's not useless. Like you're getting the tower here. Your team's looking to get the tower. Okay, good try. She's not gonna die. She's a little too tanky. She has a mage slayer on Dusa. Yeah, that was a bit of a deep dive, but it's fine. You fucked with his mana. Got some of his pool. But yeah, you get my point, right? Like identify your damage hero and move to a side lane and find a kill. This Dusa, I mean, I assume maybe you just didn't know. I mean, you guys get the mid tower, which is good, but maybe you just didn't know she wouldn't die. But she's just not a good target. You know what I mean? Like you and Jakiro can't kill her. So it would be best to help the Drow. Because one of the nice things about ganking bottom as well, again, is it allows Drow to stay bottom, right? So it would be like extremely high value if you could kill this Primal Beast with his TP. You would, not only would you kill him and get the gold, you would enable Drow for the next 45 seconds to a minute to farm bottom, which is really nice because she can't solo against Primal Beast. She'll likely die. So yeah. Okay, pick up a smoke. Yeah, but I would buy way more smokes. I think you haven't bought a single smoke up until now. I might have missed it, but I think so. And so yeah, even here, like, you don't even have to kill Primal. You guys could literally just like harass him. You could just cast your spells on him and grief him. Okay. Same complaint. These wards are just way too redundant. You guys have 3 mid wards. You made like a penis with wards, which is cute, but it's just not effective. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not effective. It's just too much of the same vision. I want to spread it out a bit. Oh, our mana shield's off. What the? Nice. Okay, little tornado. Very nice. I was gonna say ice wall seems appropriate. Okay, good try. That ability's hard. Okay, good cold snap. Yeah, this is fine. Playing with your DK. All right, very nice. That was good. Oh, you are burning all of your mana. That whole sequence seemed highly unnecessary. Okay, I'm going to keep it real. This seemed like a mega grief. The Deafening Blast here is fine. It's 300 mana? Oh, that is crazy. But yeah, I don't think I would summon Forge Spear. Like, my DK is going to farm this. At least I thought he was going to farm it. And even if he doesn't farm it, I just think I wouldn't try to use a level 1 Forge Spear. Like, doesn't this hit for like 0? 22? Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, you should just not. You should just auto attack it to death, because you want to save your mana so you can continue to play the map. Like, there's no reason to push this in so fast unless you're immediately looking to make a play, which I have a feeling you're not. But that would be the only thing that could justify killing this like this, because you just burned half your mana pool. Not half, but a third of your mana pool doing that. And when I definitely didn't feel like you have to. Witchblade? How do you not buy Vessel this game? I feel like you just complete the Vessel. You have an urn, you have charges, you're against like a tanky Primal Beast, you're against like some tanky Bristle. I feel like you just complete. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. The Witchblade, it's good for healing supports, but I don't know. It just seems really greedy compared to like an earlier timing, because you're definitely sacrificing minute, let's say 22 to 30, maybe not 30, but 22 to like 25. When you just would have a Vessel, but not a Witchblade. So I'm not a huge fan of this, only because it was a good Vessel game. I would understand more if it wasn't, but it is pretty good, especially against the Bristle. It's decent against Primal as well. But okay, at this point, this gameplay just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, I mean, you guys are just like walking up their hill with 2 heroes. This looks like suicide to me. I feel like the enemy team should kill you. Surely. Yeah, this just makes no sense. Like, these are the type of plays that you have to go. Like, these are the plays that you need to cut out, most importantly, where it's just like a complete lack of map awareness. I'm just being blunt. You know what I mean? It's just, it's like, I'm recording, right? I always get like afraid I'm not recording. Okay, I'm recording. Test. Okay, good. I mean, you get my point, right? Like, your Drow is farming, your DK runs bottom, your Jakiro's not close. Why are you guys running into their triangle? Like, this is so, it's disrespectful is the word. It's a little disrespectful, you know what I mean? It's like, surely they will try to kill us, especially because we're showing DK bottom, right? I can understand that play maybe if your team was here, or if like you smoked, but you just like walked up. I mean, they even saw you. You know what I mean? So it was definitely too Chad, way too Chad there. Okay, nice ice wall, probably cold snap, right? Okay. Oh, she died. Yeesh. It's also a banger Solar Crest game. Just because you can put it on your right-click course and they attack faster, it's not bad. Honestly, I think your build this game is supposed to be like drums, Vessel drums, something like that. Seems the most useful. IMO. That, or you buy a Midas and you double down. I don't know about Witchblade. Seems kind of sus. That's not going to kill the wave. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so honestly, my major gripe, I would say, with you as a player in the mid game is you don't set up side lane plays. Like, you kind of, I mean, I'll be honest, like every support player I watch at this level, they do the same thing, or like almost the same thing, and it's kind of just like they just sit mid and wait. They basically wait for things to happen. You can't wait. Like, you're just never get to be honest, you're just not going to get to the level you want, like the level you're aiming for, if you sit mid. I know this is the example I used before, but I'll just use it again. Like, taking mid tower is fine and all, but if you're going to go for it, like, you should have your Dragonite there, because you guys are approaching the tower. They could TP in, all 5 heroes if they wanted and fight you. and they know the Drow's not here. They might know DK's not there, and you could die if you're not careful. Instead, you could have brought this Jakiro to bottom, as I said, and this Drow would have a completely different game as a result. Now, partially, it's on Drow for dying, because she literally saw him walking up, but, outside of that fact, right, if you're bottom here, wow, this is crazy. This Drow's a Chad. Yeah, you get my point, right? This kill bottom is, like, game-changing. It would make the Drow have, like, 1,000 more net worth in the next 3-4 minutes. So plays like that are really, really huge. You got to identify the easy to kill lane, and you got to learn how to smoke to the side lanes to open up tower pushes and just open up simply areas to farm, right? These mid lane sit-arounds are just not great. Now, if you're level 5 and it's minute 9.5, just sit mid, get tome, get your level 7, get your level 8, let your damage support get level 6, and then make a smoke. Don't just, like, force smokes, but once it's, like, mid-game, you know what I mean? And you have plenty of damage to kill people in the side lanes, then you should look to make those plays and smoke people from mid to the side lanes. That's very important advice that I would say you need to start trying to incorporate as soon as possible. Take those risks and make moves. Okay. Also, definitely fix your warding. It's too redundant. Okay. I watched some of this already. Skip ahead a bit. I do want to spend... Okay, we're already 26 minutes in, and I do want to spend about a half hour on the other game. How long does this game go? Yeesh, 50 minutes. Okay. I'll cover a bit of late game team fighting, just because I think that's just as important as everything else. Okay, I don't know what's going on here, but if your team commits, they commit. You got to help them out. Definitely run a little bit... Like, I don't really understand why you're running away here. Frankly, you just got to try to help. Like, this is very bizarre. It's all right. It happens. Like, everyone makes mistakes. I don't know why you ran away. Maybe you don't either, but it was a bit weird. It was a tad off. Okay, pushing in top. Love this. I actually really like this. As long as you're quick about it, because you do want to reconnect to your team once the enemy team is respawning. But considering they're dead, yeah, I don't mind this at all. Okay, this is obviously risky. You got to watch. I mean, you're probably fine, but you got to watch your respawn timers, because if this guy brings dust, he could probably kill you. Oh, he didn't even click trample. Okay, he definitely could have killed you. He didn't. Why didn't he click trample? What the hell? I'm like, why did he do so low damage? He didn't click his trample on the onslaught. Whatever. Yeah, so besides the point, but just try to pay attention to the TP cooldown. But I like that you went top there. It's really good for farm, good for top pressure, and your team didn't need you to take the mid tier too. So it was like situationally really high skill to walk top there. It's very nice. And the fact that you just like immediately walk to push out a lane after the team fight is really good. I would keep that up. Okay, scouting Roche. You guys, this isn't. I don't know if this is the best time to take it. Your Razor just died. Okay, now your team is dead. Yeah. So in terms of these league games, you got to get people on the same page. You know, I don't know who your leader is. I don't know who the guy is, but it's very important that people try to work together and like are on the same page. Your DK, if your DK is hunting, you got to just follow him. You know what I mean? Like he's like doing some hunting shit. He's like sitting on a hill with Silver Edge or whatever. You got to help him out if he's gonna make that play. You know, you guys are like hitting Roche, but your team's fighting. You know, it's got to be one or the other. So, mega grief. They actually are probably gonna get Roche now, right? Because they just killed you right outside of it. Yeah. Oh god. Oh, big contest. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Oh shoot. Okay. Just a mana intensive hero. This is pretty risky to push out the mid wave, but it's fine. The enemy team has a really bad catch outside of Primal, who showed bottom, so I like that you're pushing out mid. Okay. Bounty, outpost, fine, all good. I would even farm the neutrals here. I wouldn't take away top wave from Jakiro. I would have clicked some of the neutral creeps, only because I assumed Jakiro was already on it. Already on the case. Okay, DK's not here. Oh my god, your DK's TPing bottom. You guys got to get on the same page. This is the biggest problem with your team. Like, you guys you're taking a team fight on their side of the map, and your DK's TPing bottom. Like, I don't know why this is happening, but it's just got to be fixed. But all right, let's focus on your mechanical skill for now. Okay, I don't know if taking orbs is better than the talents. The talents are pretty freaking good. The 8 cold snap seems pretty dope, but whatever. You probably know better in that case. Either way. Okay, little combo. All right, a little bit slow on the combo. I guess I have to say. Definitely a little bit slow. And then the positioning here is just... It's got to be... You just got to kite out, you know what I mean? It's You're not a hero that wants to just like cast spells and then run forward. So basically everything should be cast from here. And then I coached someone on this like 4 years ago, and it really stuck out of my head. It was an Invoker player as well. For some reason, Invoker players, when they cast their spells, they run forward. And you just shouldn't do that. Like, you need to run forward to an extent to cast certain spells like EMP, but... 1 second, sorry, go on. You need to run forward to an extent, obviously, but like, you'll notice right here, this is the furthest you should go. But you like keep running into them, and now you're basically melee range of their mid laner. Like, this should never be the case. Never. You also want to be hitting with Witchblade, which you didn't do. Unfortunately, you also have Enchanted Quiver, like, which is such a great item because it allows you to apply this Witchblade from really far away. But this should be a big part of what you're doing. Like, you bought this Witchblade, you have this Enchanted Quiver, and you're like not using it. You literally spent the majority of your net worth on something you're just not using in the team fight. If you do that, you're just not going to get, once again, to the level you want. Whatever you buy has to be used. Obviously, that's obvious. That's a weird thing to say, but you get the point, right? But this team fight is very sloppy. You walk straight into Dusa, and then from there you walk towards the enemy tier 2. It's just the wrong place to be. You gotta make sure every team fight you're on the outside, kiting out, right? Using the Switchblade, using this Quiver. You could have had an insane amount of impact in this fight if you just kited out a bit. A little bit faster on the combo, perhaps. You choked it a bit. To be honest, you know it happens, but just to be honest. Yules. Okay, I don't mind it. It's a pretty good Yules game. Okay, nice D-ward. All right, I think I'm gonna move on to the other game just because, as I said, I wanna get to both of them. I don't wanna. Hopefully, you have like a bunch of things you can work on in Invoker. I mean, there's definitely a bunch of things. If you forget them, well, I guess rewatch the video. But you can ask me any questions on Discord at any point. So if you're ever curious if I missed anything you want me to touch on or you were curious about, I'm like more than happy to respond in Discord. So yeah. Okay, so you guys pick Hoodwink. Yeah, I mean, same thing. You had first pick, and you like 8-pick the Hoodwink. It's definitely a bit odd, only because it's not really a counter to Tusk or Gyro, but it's fine. Once again, if it's your comfort, your comfort. It's just not how pros typically pick. They really focus on heroes they think are like particularly broken. But if you think Hoodwink is your best hero, or one of your best heroes, it's not. It's, as I said, oops, sorry, it's like totally fine. The Blightstone build, my 4-player does this as well. Maybe you talk to him. It's I don't mind it. Works on the Q. It's pretty strong. You're laning with Bristle, so I can see the synergy as well. But you're laning against PA, so once again, you gotta just try to pay attention to lane you're against, because PA is a definite stick lane. You just get, I mean, PA Gyro, you know, it's so much value at a stick. So much value. So yeah, like Yukiopa win lanes, this definitely should be a stick. 100%. PA Gyro, it's like non-negotiable. PA Bristle, Troll Warlord, Very good stick candidates. Okay, I don't really like the pre-skill of Bushwhack. I actually think Acorn Shot's better at level 1 most games. It's way better for securing the range creep. I also feel like it's more potential damage, but yeah, it's more reliable for securing the range creep. And when you're laning with the Bristle, that's your job. It's your job to get the range creep. He can't do it unless he's like spamming quills, which he's not. So you should get it. You should be securing the range creep here. 100%. 100%. This is just like... This Bushwhack's a great Bushwhack. Like, you hit the range and you hit the PA, but as you see, it's just like, I don't know, you have to hit this weird angle. It's tick damage too, so it still can get denied if you're, like, the enemy is really good. Hit him. Okay, you need to work on your auto attacks. Like, I'm just going to iterate this one more time. Everything should be from max range as fast as possible. So right here, there's nothing to do besides block the small camp and click this guy. So if you're clicking him, you click him, which like here, it looks like you're clicking him, but you got to click him right away. Like, it took you way too long to click him, and then you should go block the camp. That Bushwhack was honestly pointless. There was going to be no follow-up. You should not cast Bushwhack unless it's going to be followed up by auto attacks. 100%. Do not use your mana like that, because you only have a certain amount of mana, right? So do not use your mana like that, or you're stunned, unless it's going to be securing a creep, an important creep your teammate can't get, or if it's going to be followed up by auto attacks. 100% of the time. Or if it's saving someone, but you get what I'm saying. Shouldn't just casually Bushwhack for damage. Damn, you just get a pull camp every game? What the hell? I wish I had a pull camp every game. Yeah, same thing here. Focus on denies, which you kind of do here. As you can see, you're constantly having an opportunity to potentially get the large creep for yourself. I would definitely do it. You know, if you just auto attack this large creep to death, it's nice. It's nice. It's going to give you a lot of gold. It's just going to get you that extra mango, that extra sentry, whatever it is. And most importantly, it takes it away from the enemy, right? This enemy keeps getting this large creep. They didn't get it there, but she could have if she was faster. Scurry level 2? What? What the hell? Is that a thing? I feel like Acorn Shot is so good early on. This is definitely wrong. I understand maybe your logic. It's like I can hit them and like run through the trees, but there's just no way. I don't know. I don't understand. I just don't get what this ability really does for you in the lane. Like, yes, it can help you play aggressive with auto attacks, but I guess there's some value in that if you really abuse it. But, like, yeah, then you need to abuse it more. I was going to say, because then you should hit him more, which this is good. This is good pressure. As I said, you really needed a stick. Oh, okay. Whoa, yeesh. That worked. I also just really feel like with Blightstone, considering Acorn Shot is physical, you should be taking Acorn Shot. I wouldn't hate this build as much if you had like just a wand and Windlace or something like that. I feel with Blightstone, it's like heinous not to take Acorn Shot. It's just like super makes no sense. It's also just like, I don't know. Just how much mana is Acorn Shot? It's like 80, right? 90? 80? Yeah, this spell's so freaking good. It's only 75 mana on a 6. Yeah, I don't know. I'll stop saying it now, but yeah. Okay, good Bushwhack. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you bought the wand eventually, but it definitely needs to be your first item. And then kind of same thing. You could, like, basically you could contest runes more. Oh my god, they're all going to die. Okay, not all. But yeah, I mean, you could kind of contest runes more. I feel like you just have this idea that you have to sit in lane, which is good some games. But, for instance, if Bristle's ever safe, which he's not here, so... Like, here, you get a good pull-off. You can tell your Bristle, like, I'm pulling, and then you can kind of just, like, let him do his thing. You know, he's going really aggressive for some reason. I don't really know why. It's definitely a bit of a weird time for him to, like, be YOLOing around after you got off a pull. Nice, get the large creep, beautiful. Yeah, you should be denying this, though. This is a free deny. I think you just don't care enough about denying creeps. I'm not really sure why. It's very important, right? Like, your end goal is to, like, help your Bristle be more farmed than the PA, so... Just important to put a priority. And, like, for instance, this flag bearer, you know, like, this is a huge deny to get. The flag bearer is worth so much gold. Okay, she didn't get it, but still. I'd put a bit more of a priority. This guy's so out of position. Bushwhacking. What? How do you guys not go on this guy? He's so out of position. What? I guess he has no goo on... Bristle should take goo. You should tell this guy to take goo, and you should buy a blight, and you should make this Gyro have, like, no armor. Gyro actually has such high armor, but... You could drop his armor by a ton. You should keep that in mind if you ever play this lane again. He should definitely consider taking goo. at level 4, or even at level 2. It's honestly good with Hoodwink. If you take Acorn Shot, it's like really good because then you get all the armor reduction with Acorn Shot. It's really strong. So this is a game where I'd put more of a priority on stacks too. Like, you get the tower, that's great. Okay, I mean, maybe this works. Now your mana pool's screwed. This is why, I mean, you really don't want to TP bottom unless it's like really going to work, because it screws your mana pool, it screws your TP, it screws your gold, because now you have to buy another TP. It just kind of like is really bad unless it works well and you like get a lot of value out of it. Like, you got to get a big kill. Like, there's got to be, basically the enemy offlaner really has to be an important threat for you to want to make that play, because otherwise, I mean, it, as I said, you just kind of just got to identify if you can kill him or not, because as you know, as I just said a second ago, it is just important for you not to have to commit your TP and mana, unless truly necessary. Also, that is crazy. You got to stop doing this. You got to have more discipline about your mana pool. Like, you're half mana, you only have like one set of spells, and the creep wave's pushing in, so you guys could like pressure the tower a little bit. You should not nuke this creep wave. It's like already low HP. You're already low mana, and you guys can hit the tower here, like pretty casually. You can hit the tower, like your Wind Ranger's even ulting it. Like, your Wind Ranger is ulting the tower. She needs your backup, right? And you should not have your spells on cooldown and be low mana while your Wind Ranger is ulting the tower. That was like very unsynergistic there. Whoa, the side pull based. I like it. Okay, this is where you tell your team, kill the PA. Oh my gosh, she's just running down the lane. What the hell? I guess there's no one who can really TP and kill her, to be honest, but you definitely could kill the PA. Okay, staticking the wave. Whoa, what is this high-tech shit? What do you do? This is crazy. You know how to do this? That's pretty funny. I mean, you definitely want to get more than the range creep, because you have a double wave, so you can deny at least 3 creeps, I'm pretty sure, before she can almost even react at all. But yeah, at this point, it's fine. Farming top is the correct play, in my opinion. You know, you're close to your level 6. If your Bristle's gonna like roam or whatever he's doing, that's important. But I also didn't get to finish what I was saying before. I would love to see you stack Ancients. Like, let me go back to when you should do it. Around here, you should be considering stacking Ancients. So for instance, you side pull, okay? So when you side pull, you should assume the Bristle is gonna be like safer. If he doesn't, basically you communicate to him, I side pulled, let the lane push into you, I wanna go stack. Like, tell him like, hey, play safe, let the lane go to the tower, I'm gonna go stack. Because like, you're playing with the Bristle. Stacking the Ancients and the large camp, which you can do both at the same time, is like so much value. Every time you stack, it's like getting a kill in terms of golden XP. You know what I mean? So it's just very important. These auto attacks are just so pointless compared to stacking, right? Like, think about how much value you got out of the last 30 seconds compared to stacking. And I'm not saying like just pull stack. I'm not saying that, but just be aware. Even here, like, I would literally consider just continuing to pull into stack over and over again. Like, no joke. Pull the wave at minute 5, minute 6, minute 7, and then consider stacking afterwards. It's good to get the tower, but yeah, it just would like really enable this Bristle to be doing even better. Maelstrom, yeah, you're a funny one, man. You're a funny. I respect it. Like, I respect it. I'm not gonna say I think it's good. I definitely think you should buy a Blink this game because your team has very limited initiations. So I think you should fill that role, and I think it is important to identify that. Another thing you can do is you can buy like Veil Shard on this hero if your team has magic damage, which they don't this game. So I'm glad you did not go that build. But yeah, I don't love the Maelstrom. I think going Blink Shard E-Blade or Blink Shard E-Blade is like probably better. Just definitely better. The Maelstrom's like good for farming and helps you scale, but I don't know. It's not terrible. I will admit it's not terrible. As I said, I just think the Blink is cheaper and it fulfills a purpose that your team needs. Okay, nice bushwhack. That's good. The Javelin procs. You guys aren't killing this guy. Yeah, you ran out of mana. No. Mana boots in 2. Ooh. Ah, you missed the Acorn Shot. Oh god. All right, you hit the bushwhack. All right, definitely some spell casting issues. Not much for me to say. I think you know you did. You just, you know, don't miss the bushwhacks and don't misclick the Acorn Shot. It's very important. Yeah, definitely run back to base here. Definitely run back to base. Grove Bow, great item on Hoodwink, especially if you're going to go this build. It's good. Okay, nice snipe. Oh, you are very confident just like running up to the hill. I guess they're dead on 2 heroes, but still. It's like it's a bit cocky to just like run around here. Honestly, at this point, if I'm going to go this build, I'm like really going to push in creep waves. Like just really prioritize it. Which you do. You clear the wave. Very nice. Get down a deep ward. Once again, your ward's just kind of redundant. I mean, look, like these wards are all in the same place. They're not literally in the same place, but they're like kind of in the same place. You know what I mean? Just try not to do that. It got dewarded, but that's fine. That's besides the point. Yeah, you got to be careful. You're like showing a lot. You should just be hiding in the trees. Like, I could have seen this coming. The fact that I mean, honestly, I don't think you're gonna die. There's like no way he has follow up to this. This is like he's going way too far. But yeah, you should never be like this close to your teammate as Hoodwink. You should be like hidden in the trees, tucked away. So you just kept showing. You know, like the tower totally had vision of you. So you need to avoid that. Oh no, they did have follow up. Now you're just dead. Oh, nice ulti to get out. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter because now you have to burn your ulti and then like your team's dying. So really make sure that you're positioning better. You don't walk around in the lane. Tuck yourself in the tree line a bit more for sure. Oh, big bushwhack. Ooh. Okay, another acorn shot in 2. Got a position. Okay, you're going for a Tusk. I understand. I just am afraid that the Centaur, you're in kill range of the Centaur combo. So like the fact that you're kind of just walking up the Tusk is insane. Like, yeah, this is horrible. You should have kited out for bushwhack. Could you have killed them if you kited out? Felt like you could have kited out and killed them. Maybe. Would have been close. I see that you wanted to help your guy. So this one I get, but then you should just Q right here. Q. You got to learn how to toggle it if you can as well. Because you would have killed this PA, right? If you had toggled it off and just like clicked it directly on her instead of the tree, it would have killed her. So unfortunate, but definitely, you know, the small things matter. Got to toggle it when you can. Mana Boots and Aether Lens? I hope you're buying Octarine Core. I hope you're buying Octarine Core. You do not need this much mana. This is way too much mana. The casual Void Stone and the because you can have your Aether Lens completed right now. Like it's very important. You guys are about to push a tower. Like that could change the fight. You having this completed Aether Lens. Oh, I hate this. I hate it. It's all right. Okay, wrapping the trees. This guy's pretty deep, but I guess you might as well help. It's fine. Good attempt. Chasing here is pretty risky. You're out of Skurries. You could Q. Yeah, that was definitely risky. Okay. No. At this point, you guys just gotta wait for Haunt, right? So I would not like once again. You guys, you and your offlaner player is just a crazy maniac. This guy is wild. he just runs in. He needs to make sure when he's bodying or tanking ganks, he's like doing it in a way that can enable counter initiation. Okay, got picked off. I mean, at this point, honestly, the only thing you can do is like push in lanes or smoke with your team. So I actually would just run down top. Yeah, I would make this play too. Only because you have Scurry. I would just clear it and then like scurry into the trees. Because I do want to make sure I'm getting XP. But yeah, this is good. If you're going to go Aether Maelstrom, you should be like clearing waves like a madman. Because that's definitely the main value of going a build like this. Definitely the wave clear potential. But yeah, stop walking. I don't know why you just like walk around in the middle. I would either be A, hitting the nearby camps, just like clearing the nearby camps, just flash farming. And like sitting near the trees. Just don't run around in the open, in the middle of the lane. That's just how you get ganked and how you die. Like there's no reason to do it. Play the tree line. You just need to know where the creep wave is. You shouldn't just be like showing. But it's great that you're forcing the rotation. Okay, you get dewarded, but you're like kind of baiting them to come top. You cut the creep wave again. Beautiful. Love this. And now you could look to smoke with your team. You have to be careful. I mean, you just cleared a wave, but maybe they're not going to read it. Okay, they're actually roshing. Okay, you're going to scatter with your ult. I respect that. Haunt kind of gets wasted. Definitely an acorn shot opportunity. Okay, kite out. She has BKB. Kite out, kite out, kite out, kite out. Ah, you're gonna die. Okay, yeah. You got to work on your positioning in team fights. It's actually probably, I would argue, it's maybe one of the top 2, top 3 things holding you back. You're just dying too fast. You didn't do it bad in the last fight, the previous fight. That's not true. At the end, you kind of did, but it was fine. I understand why. But that one was just like, it was just heinous, you know. The sniper was like in range the whole time, and the PA got her BKB off. You just kind of relax at that point. You know, you cast your acorn shot, you cast your bushwhack, and you gotta retreat after that. And you also have to make sure your positioning is just very relative to the enemy team. Oh my god, the bushwhack from heaven! But yeah, same thing here. Like, you see how you're getting hit by like random shit? You're getting hit by some random overwhelming blink. You're getting hit by some random cooldown, neither of which were intended for you. Just because you're auto-attacking. Now, you might say, oh, but I have Maelstrom, I should auto-attack. Maybe if it's like on someone who's low or like isn't BKB'd and also cannot kill you. Because this PA could have killed you if you wanted, right? So, nice bushwhack. Yeah, it's all about just kiting out. Like here, I just wouldn't do anything. Like you feel so pressured to do something. The reality is you can't. The main value you're going to get is continuing to hit bushwhacks, which you're doing, honestly, you're doing a great job of this fight. It's not perfect, as we kind of see, but it's very, very solid here. Very, 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 very solid. Hit another bushwhack. Don't hit him, you're going to die. Oh, I thought he's going to kill you with a retaliate. But okay, clear the wave, go base. Definitely should probably go base. You're pretty low. That or you got to ship a salve. Okay, you shipped a salve. It's fine. I like that. His mana boots are triggering me. You just have mana boots in an Aether. Oh god, it triggers me. Oh, the bushwhack. Okay, a little burst on the gyro. Okay, very nice. PA low. Yeah, I mean, you could hit this guy a little, I guess, but you need to be a bit generally... Yeah, I mean, your positioning here is great. Not here. Just max range, remember. Auto attacks and the spells, max range, max range. All going to be for max range. Like, you keep ending up melee range with people for, like, literally no reason. And I noticed this, I played an in-house recently with players around this bracket, and it's just so easy to kill supports, and it's a big problem. Scotty, really? Okay. I mean, it's good against Sniper, but I don't know if I would buy a Scotty. I don't know what I would buy. I don't really think much about... I guess you can just go scaling, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you determine that. I don't know. The Scotty's like really useless against PA, but it's good against Sniper. Maybe. I'd probably just buy an Octarine Core. Yeah, I think I'd just buy an Octarine Core. Lower stuns, lower Gleipnir. More acorn shots, especially at level 25, more acorn shots. But yeah, your wave clearing is fantastic. I'm really glad you're doing this. Because it's very hard for people to hunt you. And I would also buy some... I mean, you have been buying wards, but I would just continue to buy wards. And like, I'd place a lane ward here. Yeah, you keep cutting the waves, and now, beautiful. TP back when you see the fight happening. Once again, you got to be a little careful with positioning. Like, okay, you're going for a snipe. I would just stun the Tusk here. Okay, but... Yeah, like, see how you're just running forward? This keeps happening too. And I think it's something I want to just, like, kind of spam at you for a bit. Like, you just gotta stop walking up to the damn people. Like, stop shaking their hand. I'm sure you're a nice guy, but you don't need to greet them. You don't need to greet them at the door. Just hide away, tuck away, get the bushwhack. Big whack. Get the big whack. Whack well. Yeah, just be careful, because it's going to cost you team fights, you know what I mean? You could have... Okay, I love this. This is great. But it can cost you team fights. This is really great. Really, really great. All your team has to do is, like, glyph or spam power shot. Nice, nice. This is really awesome. Okay, they're kind of running too. You guys have no Bristle, no Wood Shocker. This is definitely not the time to go in. Okay, kind of a weird ulti. Yeah, you guys, you need to just be careful. It feels like you're just, like, running into them for no reason. Your team's not... A big thing you and your team needs to do at this point of the game is, like, have more intention, have more, like, synergy. Either you should be just pushing in lanes, or if you're looking for kills, like, you need people on the same page. You need your Wind Ranger to follow up your, you know, Bushwhacker and whatever. Like, even Acorn Shot, like, really enables Shackle Shot, right? Like, you have some synergy there. I'd, like, love to see the synergy come out. It just feels very uncoordinated, to be honest. It is just uncoordinated, to be honest. Need to get people on the same page a lot more this game. I see. This is the PA in the Bristle game I think we talked about. Bristle Spectre. It's definitely this is a great PA game. This is a really good PA game. I don't like that hero, but it's a good PA game. You have honestly Hoodwink's very good against PA, but other than that, the magic damage build is very good against PA. But other than that, yeah, it's not great. Scotty online. Yeah, no, I think I'd go Octarine into like Hex is probably what I'd buy. That or like just Glimmer Force Staff after Octarine, just so I have like an insane amount of utility. Glimmer Force Staff is just so broken late game. You just get so much value out of like Octarine Core, extra cast range, low CDR, Force Staff Glimmer. You just carry team fights. Like honestly, I would highly suggest, because the Scotty's not bad. Especially if it really had a hard counter. I just don't think it's easy for you to apply it to Sniper, and it's like shit against. It's not good against Centaur. It's not good against PA. It's not really great against Tusk. It's fine against Gyro. So I just don't think it's that great this game, because it's mostly a ranged hero counter item. And the same thing, just positioning issues. Just you're so strong, you just gotta chill. Just chill in the back. There's no reason to be hitting the racks. You're a support hoodwink, please. All right, I think I'm gonna end it there. How long was that? I just want to make sure I really gave you your time's worth. 55 minutes. I'm sorry, man. Like honestly, I genuinely feel bad that I didn't get to your replay yesterday, because I know you had a series today, so I apologize. Hopefully your series went well. Hopefully you still, you didn't quit Dota in the from today's series, because then you can apply some of the things you've learned. But all right, thanks so much for doing this. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned a lot. If you have any questions, feel free to message me in Discord, and I'll definitely reply. All right, I'll talk to you soon, man. See you.